The 4-2-3-1 might just be the most popular tactic for Football Manager 2024. Nearly all of the variations of this tactic will use two wide players who are creative to give the ball to the striker at the top of the pitch who will bag the goals, and all of these tactics will be based upon a solid back four that will help you defensively. In today's video, I'm going to show you my version of a 4-2-3-1 labelled the Thunder 4-2-3-1, and I'm going to break it down position by position before going through the in possession, the in transition and the out of possession to show you how this tactic will set up. I will then jump forward and show you some results. So if you want to just get on with it, download the tactic and have a go for yourself, there will be a link in the description down below. If you download the tactic, just remember, hit the like button on the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the other content that is coming your way. Also, if you're just here to see how it gets on and you want to look at the results, feel free to skip forwards to the results section and you can see how this tactic will get on in the hands of two different teams in this video. If you're here for the long haul though and you want to go through position by position, let's start the breakdown looking at the sweeper keeper at the back, and he's set to support. You'll then have a wing back on the left who is set to attack, two ball playing defenders in the centre of your defence, and on the right hand side another wing back set to attack. Then you'll have a defensive midfielder set to defend, a ball winning midfielder set to support. On the left, an inside forward set to support. In the centre, an attacking midfielder set to attack. On the right, an inside forward set to attack. And at the top of the pitch, an advanced forward who is set to attack. So as I said, this is my own tactic, my take on the 4-2-3-1, which is called Thunder. It comes with my own tactical style, which is the F84. Its mentality is positive. Its in possession will look like this. Its in transition will look like this. And its out of possession will look like this. So that's the tactic, all of the positions, the in possession, the in transition and the out of possession all covered off. If you're ready, let's jump into some results. I've tested it out with Bull Leipzig and Liverpool just to show you how good this tactic really can be. We're going to start off by looking at Bull Leipzig. Now, the first thing you're going to notice is that they have had a lot of success using the Thunder 4-2-3-1. Kicking off with the Bundesliga, they would go on to win the Bundesliga. They would do it by amassing 81 points from 34 games with a goal difference of 62, beating Borussia Dortmund to the title by 3 points. We'll come back, have a look at the Bundesliga in a little bit more detail in just a second, because we're going to move on to the Champions League, where we see that Leipzig have managed to double up. For the first time in their club history, they have won the Champions League, and they did it in a bit of style, beating PSG 4-1 in the final. Goals from Šeško, Forsberg and Baumgartner would give them the win. And when we look at the stats on the game, PSG would have more of the ball with 61%. But Leipzig would have more shots on target and a better XG, and they would go on to lift the trophy. If we go across the DFB Pokal, we can see that they also got to the final of that. However, they would lose to Bayern Munich in that final. And Timo Werner would miss a penalty after 18 minutes, which probably would have given them the lead, but it meant that Leon Goretzka's goal after 34 minutes was the decisive one in the game. Now, once again, looking at the possession stats, Bayern Munich had a lot of the ball with 63%, but Bull Leipzig would have 12 shots, 3 on target and an XG of 2.23. So probably just a bit unlucky they couldn't get the ball in the net. The other thing they would play in is the DFL Super Cup, and sadly they would lose that to Bayern Munich once again with a 1-0 scoreline. Serge Gnabry would get the goal. So in terms of the Bundesliga, if we look at the league, we find them champions of Germany, played 34, won 24, 9 draws, only lost once in the season, scored 87, which was the best in the league. They conceded 25, which was also the best in the league, left them with a goal difference of 62, and they would get 81 points. So an absolutely fantastic season from them. If we look at some of the other stats, Lewis Openda was the top goal scorer in the league. We had David Raum with 11 assists being top of that category, and also Peter Galaxy would get 16 clean sheets. If we look at the squad and break down some of the numbers there then, so the top goal scorer in the squad would be Lois Openda. He would get 35 goals from 39 appearances, chipping with 3 assists. You then have Timo Werner and Dani Olmo scoring 13 each. You would have Xavi Simons scoring 11 goals. You would also, further down, if you look at the left back position, David Raum would actually get 21 assists across the entire season from that left back position, which is quite impressive. Looking at the data hub, starting off with some defending numbers. So conceded per game was 0.74, expected goals per game was 0.77, and clean sheets was 16. If we go into some of the attacking numbers, you can see goals per game was 2.56, non-penalty XG was 2.18, shots per game was 16, shots on target ratio 42.19, dribbles per game 16.65, and pass completion ratio across the season was 86.78. So an impressive start to the results, with Red Bull Leipzig utilising the 4-2-3-1 to the maximum, winning the league, winning the Champions League, and finishing runner-up in the other 2 competitions that they were playing. Next up, let's have a look at some results when using the Thunder 4-2-3-1 with Liverpool. Once again, a lot of success displayed on the screen already. Starting off with the Premier League, Liverpool would be champions of the Premier League, winning the league by 17 points from Arsenal, finishing with 102 points, a 103 goal difference, and that means that they have got 102 points from 38 games. Once again, we'll go back and look at the league form in just a second, because you can see that both of the teams I've tested have won the 2 big trophies. Liverpool go on and win the Europa League, not doing it as convincingly as Red Bull Leipzig did, needing extra time to get the job done against AS Roma, but it would be Darwin Núñez, Mohamed Salah and Cody Gakpo scoring the goals that would fire Liverpool to success in that trophy. Looking at the stats, once again you can see that Roma did have more of the ball with 58%, but Liverpool had 23 shots, 10 of which were on target, an XG of 3.20, and they would complete 89% of their passes to win the Europa League. They would also go on and win the FA Cup, beating Chelsea 1-0 in the final. Once again, the possession stat goes in favour of Chelsea, but Liverpool would have 12 shots, 5 of which were on target, an XG of 2.06, and a Mo Salah penalty would wrap up the 3rd trophy of this run-through with Liverpool. And in the other competition, they would get through to the Carabao Cup semi-finals. If we have a look at that, you can see that they would go out to Arsenal, losing 5-3 on aggregate across the 2 legs. So it's a treble for Liverpool with the Premier League, the Europa League and the FA Cup. Let's look at the Premier League in a bit more detail then. So you can see that Liverpool were champions. They played 38, they won 33, they drew 3 times, they lost 2 games, they scored an impressive 126 goals, only conceded 23, had a goal difference of 103 and had 102 points, beating Arsenal to the league title by 17 points. If we go to the profile page for the league, you can see Mo Salah was the league top goal scorer with 29 goals. He also finished 2nd in the average ratings, just behind Erling Haaland with 7.50. Dominic Szoboszlai would finish in 3rd. Assists, you would have McAllister with 14 and Robertson with 13. And in terms of clean sheets, you would have Alisson with 18. If we go to the squad and look at how it was all broken down in terms of goals and assists, so Salah would get 40 goals across the season with 16 assists, Jota 19 goals and 12 assists, Darwin Núñez 18 goals and 3 assists, Szoboszlai would get 17 goals and 17 assists. You have Alexis McAllister with 11 goals and 18 assists. Further down, Joe Gomez would chip in with 14 assists, Trent would get 12, you'd have Robertson with 16 and Tsimikas getting game time. He would get 15 assists in total too. Into the data hub then to look at some of the defending numbers first. Goals conceded per game 0.61, expected goals against per game 0.71, 21 clean sheets, tackles won ratio of 76%, and they would have possession won 3,815 times. Final third, passes against per game only 38 in a game. If we look at the attacking numbers, goals scored per game 3.32, non-penalty XG 2.53, 20 shots per game, 19 dribbles per game, and a pass completion ratio of 87%. Meaning Liverpool have done absolutely fantastically to win the Premier League with an impressive 102 points. They've won the Europa League, they've won the FA Cup. You add to that Leipzig won the Bundesliga and the Champions League. It means that both of the teams in this run through have won their domestic league and won the European trophy that they have been taking part in. We also have Liverpool winning the FA Cup. So overall, it has been a fantastic tactic. You will score goals, you'll have a tight defence. Hopefully, if you have the right players to get both of those things balanced, you will go on and you can add your own domestic leagues and European trophies to the successes that I have been having with the tactic. Once again, don't forget, if you want to download the tactic, there is a link in the description down below. If you download it, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.